Hello, my name is Beverly. We're here in sunny Cairns, Australia, and I'd like to just share with you a story about my life with my husband, who has the symptoms of Asperger's. We've been married for 22 years, and during that time experienced several types of counselling. When we were first married, it's often said that you might notice some odd behaviour, and when I reflect back in the early part of our marriage, I certainly do remember some behaviour that I thought was odd, but we were madly in love and we married and had children. But what started early in the relationship is that he was very hardworking and had really little time for the family, and I couldn't seem to get him to focus on the family. It was always on work. So I left home a couple of times, which didn't really help, but my little boy would say on the odd occasions that we would go, that we're going on another holiday, Mummy, and it was a very hard time. Daddy would always come and rescue us and take us back home, and it'd be okay for a little while, but generally the problems were still there. So we decided to go to counselling, and the first round of counselling that we did, the counsellor suggested at that time that my life was like, I was like a steam engine, and I was chugging my way up the hill, puff, 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 all these very heavy carriages behind me. But it was time for me to change my life and lighten it and give myself a break. And to do that, she suggested I cut off all my carriages and just cut them all off. It didn't really seem like a very palatable option to just cut off my family, one by one, all the carriages. So obviously I didn't, and we continued on with our marriage. But the symptoms of Asperger seem to be infiltrating our lives more and more each day. So we went off to another round of counselling, and in one of the sessions, or actually in the last session, my husband chose that time to have deliver a 40-minute monologue on why he should speed. And it just really ate away at the counselling session, and I was a bit upset about that because he was defending his behaviour, but it was 40 minutes worth of monologue, and the counsellor at the end of the session said, or actually didn't say anything to me, he just handed me the tissues and said, as we were walking out the door, that I had two choices. I silently knew what they were. One, I could stay, or two, I could leave. My husband was a little bit in a quandary as to what that code was when we left, but of course I couldn't tell him. So we continued on, and things got progressively worse, and my husband agreed to go to some more counselling. But this time he had some sessions on his own, which was a bit scary because the counsellor really convinced him that we had a toxic marriage, and there wasn't much I could do at that point, because I wasn't skilled at all in trying to convince the counsellor that my husband had Asperger's, and I really didn't have the skills to communicate with my husband. So the end of that particular counselling delivered really the finale, because he was convinced we had a toxic marriage, and he left home.
Hello, my name is Vale. I'm a psychologist experienced with Asperger's Syndrome. You or someone you know may have a similar story of odd behaviour in their life. We have created a solution, the Adult Asperger Guide. It's in plain English and simple to use. We believe it can assist you in describing situations that are confusing and simply defy logic. You can take the printed summary to a professional experienced in Asperger's Syndrome. You'll then be able to describe the symptoms and odd behaviours that are often dismissed and yet collectively are different to everyday relationship problems. We have also developed an invaluable How to Get Help guide. It can point you in the right direction and save you many years of searching. By increasing your knowledge, by choosing to learn and grow, by equipping yourself with the printed summary and taking it to the right professional, perhaps with your loved one, then you're choosing a path of having the skills to reduce a lot of misunderstandings that arise in your relationship. Buy the guide. Go to oddbehaviour.com.au. This will be an investment in developing your understanding and in starting to build a better life.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like us on Facebook. We'll be making new videos soon, so make sure you subscribe and we'll see you next time.